Queen Yvette Evermore sat on the throne in her husband's absence. The palace was still and the city was quiet. It was as if the whole empire was holding its breath, waiting for something. But whether be it a sign of victory or of oncoming disaster, in a way, Yvette was much the same. She was waiting for her news. For her, there was only two outcomes ahead. Yvette Evermore thought of loss. She thought of burying one of her children, and she thought bitterly about the callousness of eternity. How could you be a fair ruler, a just emperor, if you could not keep yourself in the present, if you could not understand the fragility of life and the importance of death? Yvette had long held these thoughts when she was younger. She let most of them go when she was married. She couldn't afford to keep them. Yet now, in this empty and silent palace, they returned to her. What does it mean to be a good ruler? She had long pondered the question. Her husband's answer was bravery and pride, fearlessness. Yvette thought he was a fool sometimes. No man was fearless. No man could afford to be. Yvette thought that fear was very necessary in a good ruler. Fear for the future, fear for your subjects, fear of disappointing them or of letting them suffer. Without fear, there was nothing holding you back, and she had long since learned that man needed something to hold them back. In a way, Yvette had never seen Skycaller as a good ruler. He was the right one for the time, certainly, what the people of Evra had needed, but he wasn't what they wanted. It was rare for anyone to be, in the end. People demanded perfection of their rulers, yet perfection changed from era to era. They wanted omnipotent guidance, yet demanded freedom and safety. She could feel the weight of it all, sitting here, even when no one had asked anything of her, how it wore down at you. Yvette Evermore thought about her future, and she thought of sabotage. Yes, for her, there were really only two outcomes. She closed her eyes and waited. It was all she could do. She couldn't change destiny.
It's a magical, mystical time. It's anecdotal adventures.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of City of Mist Kingmakers. I'm your Master of Ceremonies, Ashley, and these are my players.
I'm Cassidy. I will be playing Alice Klein, the Rift of Wenstown Wong.
Tele, and I will be playing Felix, the Rift of Eros. Yes, Eros. Cupid.
One of the two.
I'm Sonya, and I'll be playing Emma, the Rift of Athena.
I'm Siren, I'm playing Gabrial, whose rift is...
The Tengu.
That.
And Juno, who plays Jane, the Rift of Hera, will not be joining us for this episode, probably. But where we last left off, you guys had a free day where you spent talking to each other. Some of you explored the city. Some of you experimented with your powers. You investigated those runes. Got to talk to Cades about the weird book situation. And some of you want to snoop around the palace at the insistence of your powers, who have never led you astray in the past. Never.
Never, definitely.
Never.
I'm in safe hands, aren't I?
You're so safe. You do feel so safe.
Yes.
But led you following the memory of what was revealed to be Astrala down the quarters of the palace into a secret room where you were investigating stuff, and then you hid as someone was coming down, and it was Astrala herself. Palace. And we ended off in Felix pushing his powers to go creep around in this woman's memory. Why don't you make me an investigation check, Felix?
Will do. Nine.
Okay, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes, I do. I have I know your desire.
Then, you have more for more clues?
Yeah, let's just stop at that.
Are you sticking with that because you can't read any of the others?
Part yes, and part I don't want to waste it.
You're using your memory powers on them, so you can use those tags as well.
Then yes, I would like to use those tags.
Okay.
Whatever tags you see applicable.
Then we'll say you have 3 clues. You have 3
Okay.
questions that you can ask me and get reliable answers.
Mm-hmm. What is she doing?
She's here because she was called here. She received some sort of information. She's here because you all are here.
Does she know I'm here?
Not currently. She's not looking for anyone in this room, in this space.
Is Minos a traitor?
Based on shifting through her memories, at the very least working with Astrala here.
So yes. Well, it's 3, so.
No, that's 2.
Those 2?
No, that's 2. That was 2 questions. That was what she was doing here in his Minos a traitor.
Yes. Sorry, I thought I said 3. It's late. I say at 8 o'clock.
Tele, your real granny is showing.
Yes. Yeah, there's a reason I chose out a lie.
I mean, I'm not one to talk.
Yeah. Anyways, 3rd question. Why was she called here? Can I see that memory?
Yeah, you can shift through it. Apparently, part of her and Minos' recent dealings was if the Kingmakers showed up, we'd get in contact with her.
Dragons are back. Now we have Astrala in the palace. Where's Pup? So it looks like I'm stuck behind a bookshelf for a while.
Yeah, you are, and we're gonna pull away from you. Because you're stuck there for a real long time. You went wandering to the complete other side of the palace, which already took some time, and you're stuck down here for a while. So, about 30, 40 minutes passed for the rest of you.
Alice keeps checking her own watch.
Have you seen Felix recently? I know he walked away, but like, he should be
Like,
back
after
by
20
now, no?
minutes, without any conversation, Alice just gets up and, like, goes to look.
There are no clues to where he went because none of you asked him where he was going in the first place. So I checked back to where the guest rooms are. Not there.
That's odd.
I'll pull out my sending stone. Felix, just checking in to make sure you're all right.
Felix, you can't say anything out loud right now.
Can I say back in my mind?
Nope, that's not how sending stones work.
And I can't tell it either. God, I can't.
You just have to let the silence rest as you're hiding.
Silence is the slight sound of you breathing softly right into it.
No. That's not how sending
Are you okay? Are you in danger? Oh my god, I'm starting to freak out a little bit. Please respond as soon as you can. And then her sending stone ends with her like turning in like, Alec, he's not responding.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's
Should we
not.
gather
I
the
think-
troops and start looking for him?
Yes.
But because of Eros's help, Felix made sure to not be seen by anyone where he was going.
Lovely.
So there is literally actually no sign of him upon first glance. Unless any of you have supernatural abilities that would aid you in this investigation. What supernatural abilities?
I would like to feel for him.
I have owl sense, heightened senses, so I could easier find traces of where he was.
Yeah, that's true. So this is not going to be an investigation check. Because without Felix's specific abilities, there's no way to know that one picture frame on a wall is where he is. And did we establish how far your powers enacted, Alice? I thought you had to like be able to see your targets. Or else
No,
constantly
there's no
cross-slam to be on.
like there's no limit to them. The issue is like the only weakness to them is that she feels it. She feels what's in her vicinity. She can focus on people further.
How far is your vicinity and how far is farther?
I think vicinity would be like the range of a level 2 D&D spell. I don't know. Like
30 feet?
30-foot radius or 30-foot
farthest you can
diameter,
get
not
in
radius.
D&D with long range spells is 120 for the most,
So 120 feet is her long range.
which still wouldn't be far enough.
It's a big castle.
Castle. Because
I can't feel it, but it is not okay.
Can I go looking for any traces of him?
again, Felix didn't leave specific traces behind, and there are servants moving about the palace.
True.
Not like you have his fingerprints memorized and can look at a door and go like, that's just Felix's hand that opened this door.
True.
Can I mentally speak to Eros?
I mean, yeah, you can. You can talk to Alex as much as you want.
I know this will cost me another favor of yours. Can you go find him?
Okay. Getting the look was going to be less concrete. Since we're asking something of him, a little more difficult. Well, next time I tell you to use your powers, you do it no questions asked.
Fine.
And he claps
I can't break the contract.
to the wall.
Fuck.
Like, very purposely, so he couldn't hear that last part. But you know he could, because, like, you're mentally connected, but he's ignoring that. Emma, as you're, like, walking around as part of this search party, you see, at first you think it's Felix, and then you blink and they're like, oh, it's Eris, because they look so similar. And he's searching through, and then he sees you, and he's like,
Eros.
I found you!
Where's Felix?
He floats away.
I could follow him.
Wait, did you find him? I follow him.
I found Eros, and I'm following him.
But he went through a wall. Like, through the floor.
Wait, get Athena! He can be a ghost and chase after him.
Athena, could you follow him, please? I can't walk too long. Or we could switch out and I could follow him.
Rather that. She pushes you out of your body and takes her place.
And I follow her.
Which is the first time for Alice, I think, that you've seen Athena take Emma's form, so her posture suddenly shifts, and the emotions change very suddenly to be, instead of depressed and awful feeling, to be, like, confident and sure.
Alice probably recoils a little bit at the sudden, like, strong emotion, and it's just like, lovely to meet you.
Looks you up and down. It is nice to meet you as well.
I'm following her.
A look of doubt is on Alice's face, like,
Went through a wall, you're going through a wall, you're chasing furiously after the ghost. So you go through another wall, and then down a weirdly placed flight of stairs, and there is a woman who you can't quite make out right now because her back is facing to you at a table flipping through a book right now, and goes behind leans behind a bookshop and goes, "Well, I found her."
I just look, what the hell?
Oh, hey!
Okay, I know what you're trying to do. For starters,
You did not use specific word choice. That is on you.
secondly, hi Emma.
Hi there.
You can't say that. You can't communicate to Emma. You can only communicate to Eros in your mind.
Yeah, I'm just communicating that to Eros.
I'm gonna float over to the figure because clearly he's hiding from whoever that is. What the?
And if you float around to see the front of her face, you see the face you recognize.
Stumbles backwards. That she is not supposed to be alive. What? I thought they.
Well, now you
killed-
see our predicament.
Yeah. How am I supposed to get you out of? How are we supposed to get you out of this?
I don't know. I just can't stay behind this bookshelf for longer. I've been back here for 40
You
minutes.
can't hear me. Earth can, but you can't. Is he just stuck there?
I'm not stuck. But I kind of am stuck.
Eros is not communicating anything Felix is saying. You can see Felix's facial expression shifting, like he's communicating something to Eros, and Eros' facial expression is shifting, like he's getting information. He's not sharing it.
Oh boy. How the hell did you get down here? I went through the floor or something, but how? Also, how long has she been here?
So Eros, I'm just gonna guess that Emma's very confused. Can you explain to her how we got down here?
Another favor?
I can.
Don't. No.
Sure.
Back behind here.
Painting on the actual floor. If you tilt it, a secret door opens up.
Oh, of course, it's always the painting. Well, I am going to go get the others and tell them that Astrala is here. And I'm going to look at what she's doing first.
Just reading through one of the books down here.
Can you at least distract her so I can get out?
Can I figure out what the book
We're
is?
both ghosts. We're both. Emma's a ghost,
Both
I'm a ghost.
I'm a ghost.
You are the one
I
with
can't
powers
do
that will be
anything.
able to distract her yourself. You can use
Not
my
a
powers to do
poltergeist.
that, in fact. Why don't you?
No. Wait. God damn it! You!
You're getting out of here.
I'll do it later. Hey, you didn't put.
I didn't specify one.
Didn't
My fault.
specify.
My fault entirely.
I just said I couldn't reject.
But you will be using your powers on Astrala later.
Yes, I know.
Upstairs, you hear frantic footsteps.
I'm gonna go up.
Yeah,
Clank.
if he hears frantic footsteps and Astrala hears it as well, tilts her head and stands up.
Just Alice running around.
Yeah, but Emma,
Upstairs, not down the stairs. I'm gonna go back up. Okay, minor problem. Astrala is still alive. He is trapped behind us. Bookshelf. And Eros is not good at communicating.
Which is funny because he's Cupid.
oh, he's fantastic at communicating. Just only when
Only
he
when
wants.
he wants. Yep.
Not all Fae can be helpful.
Did Athena communicate any of that to
Does she?
Alice?
Yeah, she will.
Probably
She
not.
will. Because, well, sometimes unhelpful.
Sometimes.
So just
Careful.
at this, Alice turns to Alec.
True.
We called it.
Does like a.
But she's here.
That's not good. And why is she here?
Something.
That's a good question.
She's studying something down there, like reading books. I don't know any about her. Minos being the one to invite her, do I? No. Yeah, she's just down there studying books or something, and it's a picture that you turn crooked and opens the door and it goes downstairs.
So secret tunnel. Interesting.
And he needs someone to distract her while he escapes.
I could shout Alec. I could shout your name.
My
Like
name?
right outside the
Yeah.
outside the painting.
She would know who you are, right?
You wouldn't know Alec. It's a very human
Yeah.
name. Did you think that was my real one?
No, I know it's not your real name. I know your real name. I know
Is
it's not
that
your real
one?
one.
You could try it.
It was just a thought. I do think she'd be alarmed that you're here. Oh no, she wouldn't. She'd probably know. She probably knows. How did we not feel her? How did you not feel her? Oh, she's also an emotion fae. She could have just been like, haha, nope.
She's also the emotion
Right.
of illusions and secrecy.
So she could have literally been like, haha.
Making her
Nope.
presence disappear is like one of the things she can do.
That's cool, actually.
Yeah, her powers are cool. I'm not jealous.
You are.
Okay, yeah, I wish I could turn myself invisible too. Yes, very jealous.
One day,
That's
if I
not-
get any good at this magic stuff.
Felix
maybe.
astral projecting this thought. Help!
Yeah, once you
I
get to
think
the vicinity,
it's
you
a
can
pretty
feel Felix's general panic.
Wait, question. Is Alice still able to feel my emotions as a ghost?
No.
No, probably not. Great.
That's why the confidence startled her so much. She's
What?
like,
Would you rid her of
Emma
another?
doesn't have that.
Really? No negative emotions? Except a small bit of irritation? What?
A little bit of smugness. Is that
A little bit.
negative emotion though? Or
a
positive
lot of bit of
emotion?
smugness.
Okay, but how are we gonna get Felix out of there?
Make noise. Don't go down there, but make noise. Distraction so he can escape.
Why are we not going down there? Didn't you guys kill a version of her once?
Paige did that with someone else.
I'm gonna turn to Alec. It'd also be really funny if you walked down there and you were like, you must have lost your edge.
Oh my god. I want to do that.
Oh,
Where's
God.
the painting?
Well,
I am not.
you have backup.
basically fighting.
I mean, I'm confident she could kick our asses. I don't know how you beat her in the first place, but like, you did it once.
I mean, they didn't.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't.
I guess they didn't. If she's still alive.
But why is she here? I'm curious, and I'd like to talk to her.
Yeah. So let's walk down there.
Is she the talking type?
I mean, she's the talk around you type. Like, talk circles around you type.
Oh, that's very easy for me. This is going to be a fun conversation.
Yes. Though if she feels threatened, she's also the murder type, so we should be careful.
Mhm.
So, you lead with,
want to
you've
stay
lost your
afterwards.
edge.
I think she would stab me, but it would be worth it. It would be worth it.
Oh, yes, it would.
It would
Lead the way.
be worth it. Where's the painting? Which one is it?
Really? Really? Are you really gonna? Whatever, it's better than nothing. I'm gonna lead them to the painting.
So Athena leads them to the painting.
Right. I lead
He
Athena.
creates a
Athena
hallway
does
full of artwork, so...
Who makes a portrait? I mean, there's a lot of people actually that make portraits of just flowers. I can't actually tell you about that one. But it's the only flower portrait in here.
Maybe for a reason, like knowing which one is the door.
And then Alice will click it open and gesture for Alec to lead.
He walks triumphantly and loudly.
I'm saying
Alice
a go.
follows behind him, trying to be quiet, but also has a metal leg, so thump, clink, thump, clink, thump, clink.
Alex, not Alex. Felix is holding his head now. Oh, I am so dead.
You can't observe what Astrala is doing.
No, but I hear it.
You can hear them, you don't hear Astrala.
No. I hear them,
Oh.
and with Alex, loud stomping, that's enough to make him go, oh shit, I'm dead.
You've lost your edge.
And he walks down, and to the rest of you, you see an empty room.
She was here. She was here.
Oh, she is here. He says out loud. Well, I guess he can't see you.
Yeah.
And Athena doesn't repeat that, so never mind.
So he walks in. You've lost your edge.
You've lost your edge, Astrala. We know you're hidden here. We're blocking the only exit, and unless you have a travel stone, which is loud, you
But
are not
also,
getting out
like-
of this.
We're not looking for a fight. Let's just make that clear.
Oh, yes, you totally kick our asses.
We're admitting to that right now. We just want to know what you're doing here.
Just face palms.
Yeah.
Athena does do that.
People.
I think
No.
it's enough face palm. Just
There's a ripple, and Astrala appears. You wanted to talk to me. It's a pleasure to see you again. What are you going by now? Oh, Alec, right now.
Right now. Oh, yeah, you're kind of due for a name change.
Not until my boss is confirmed dead. Then I'll get new paperwork.
Do I need new paperwork? Nah, it's fine.
I mean, I wish I could say it was a pleasure to see you, Astrala, but it's not.
I've never met you, so lovely to meet you.
just shaking my head. No.
Athena will lean back. You can take this. And she replaces with you.
Just
The
Alice?
I am done dealing with them for the day.
no.
That
Alice
feeling-
immediately.
That
her
feeling
confidence level
continues.
drops.
It's like, why? Why?
The emotion kind of stays the same. It's just, it's an audible sigh as an emotion.
What you working on?
What do you mean?
I mean, I can't imagine that this is just where you hang out. You're
Why
doing
would
something,
I
right?
hang out in the magic room. Seems a natural place for Faye to hang out.
I meant in the city, really, but honestly, I turned to Alec. You should have thought to leaving to a place where they hate the Fae the most. Probably not the most. That would have been living amongst the Salbana.
I mean, I think the Orcars have him beat just a little bit. But clearly not.
Yeah.
I was wrong. Clearly I was wrong.
I mean, one would think, but like, you are in like their palace, and it doesn't look like you're hiding. I mean, maybe a little
I'm
bit, but
going
like,
to.
Minos owes me a favor.
oh, that's terrifying. Remind me to
Can I
never make. No, I'm not going to tell you to remind me to do something because that might end badly.
I mean, you can tell me, Alex, then.
Remind me to never make a deal with her.
Oh, if you ever start making a deal with her, I will scream over it in absolute frantic panic.
I should teach you French.
Oh, so we're gonna have
Pretty
like
helpful.
a language? I'd still be screaming at you, and if it was another language, I wouldn't be subtle.
No, but at least it'll sound eloquently. This is Tele.
Do you
French?
step out of the bush?
No.
No, this is Tele. I made that statement. This is Tele.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
But with French, you could talk much faster, so you could yell faster.
Appealing. That is appealing. We'll get back to that.
I'm just gonna like in German be like, "Hey, Alice,
Yeah,
we're here for a reason. This isn't helping."
it's helping a little bit. Don't worry. And then turns
know.
back to Astrala.
Roll my eyes.
Still in the room.
And she will look at you, Emma. Pleasure to... Well, not meet. It's not the right word. But see you again, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm sure. I wasn't actually there for when they murdered her second one, so.
And I just have to throw this out there because, you know, the whole morals thing is important to me as a person. You
She
were
doesn't have.
personally responsible for the death of a father of a small child, correct?
Yes, she was. She was the whole reason.
Was I?
Yes.
Seemed to me like he killed himself.
Ooh, that stings. Even if you cause someone's death, that like still morally and like
She also mind controlled an entire city.
I was
an entire city.
almost in Cassidy. I was very close.
I'm not even gonna lie,
she had
that's
less than-
kind of impressive.
It took a
I'm
lot
just
of...
gonna stare at you, dead face.
I look at Alec. You could never.
Hey! I resent that. I could... No, I couldn't. Yeah, you're right.
Is it safe for me to come out?
No. No.
That is for Felix to decide, hearing this.
Okay, Eros. Pros and cons.
Pros, you'd be out from behind a bookshelf.
Yes. Alice is here.
Cons, you could immediately die, which is a con for you.
Yes.
Luck, pro for me.
Oh, shut up. But Alice is here. That gives me a 1+ chance of getting out of here alive.
What about me?
Statement stands.
Wow.
Alice is here. Alex is here. So that also gives me another chance, I guess. Maybe? No. Taking that. That's a con.
Wow.
So cons.
Oh yeah, I guess you do know what would happen if you died. One of them would try to save you.
Yes.
But that's a con in this situation, yes?
So that's a con. And one of them is contractually obligated, although I doubt she'll follow
How
it.
many times do you follow that contract?
Get up. I have to appease you somehow.
Yes, you do.
question. How close is she to the bookshelf? You want me to use my powers?
Hmm?
You want me to use my powers? How close is she to the bookshelf?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
As a person connected to your brain, says, terrible idea.
Seriously? It'd get me out. And then I can, while she's distracted by being under a bookshelf, I can use my powers on her and appease you.
Oh.
Your powers on her from behind the bookshelf, and while she's distracted by, reliving her worst memory or whatever, we could go.
I doubt that will deter her. Reliving her worst memory, that would deter a woman of illusion who can make it her best memory.
She's a younger generation Fae, though. We could overpower her. I mean, the way this conversation is going, she might kill your friends, too.
I mean, they're already sucking up to her. I don't think she'll kill them as quickly.
Will she? Read a memory.
I'm not.
She's thinking.
Emma is not sucking up to her. Why? Why? I did not want to say
And
that.
Alice will not be killed as quickly. Emma's probably dead. Not gonna lie.
Oh, really? Again, you mean dead again?
For a third time.
Second time. I've only died twice. Once. Only died once.
Fine. I'll manipulate her memory.
Yes. Okay, I'll roll me a step holding back.
Yes.
Can I make her forget why she's here and make her leave?
Of the.
Make her forget why she hates us.
What are you trying to do? The extremity depends on what memories you're trying to manipulate and how you're trying to get that to affect the situation.
Okay. Situation. Stuck behind bookshelf. She is talking to Alec. And Alice. What is their current topic of discussion?
What are you distracting Astrala with in conversation?
Trying to figure out why she's here.
Yeah, I'm asking her about what she's doing. Like,
Okay.
so are you building something, making something, researching something?
That is the current thing that's going on.
I want her to forget why she came here. Not just overall why she came here, but what Minus had promised.
That would be a pretty large thing. Go big or go home, I guess.
Yep.
That's basically like what you did to Cades earlier. Make him forget not only things that would stop him from doing things now, but like make him forget just everything important about the situation. So I'm saying that would be an ultimate. That would be a you are killed, destroyed, or transformed forever.
Oh, shoot.
Well, it's a good thing I rolled a 9.
And you
Plus
have
2, 11.
Plus 2, 11. Good thing I have 11.
Okay. But for Felix right now.
Yes.
Oh.
Stop holding back. It'd be an ultimate. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. It would be replacing a Logos theme.
Okay.
Because this is Eros's insistence.
Yes.
Which you can as you, like, basically sell a bit of yourself to get what you want done, you can just feel him grow a little bit stronger.
Mm.
I will take that back, just so you know.
You'll try.
Oof.
I still have as long as last time. I don't have anything to worry about.
Shut up. I still
And for the rest of you, suddenly her eyes cloud over, hands fall limply to her side for a second. As this happens, Felix is furiously scooting out of the bookshelf.
I wave him upstairs.
I run upstairs.
And to you, Emma, Eros just looks a little bit more solid. A little less ghost-like.
Oh, that is not good. I think we should get going too. Probably.
I don't think she should forget. I look to Alec. I'm like, yo, Cole.
Let's go. Let's go.
You have a marker.
Out.
How long do you think she'll be out?
Not long. Let's
30
go.
more seconds. I pull out a marker and I start walking towards the stairs.
I'll fly after you. You can go.
I run up the stairs. I don't even know.
Do you stay to see what Alec does? Do you run, Alice?
I as soon as I'm on the stairs and he starts moving my way, I take a picture and then I start running.
He does draw on her face, but he does also take out a piece of paper and write something down.
Oh,
So I take a picture of her face and then I go up the stairs.
Yeah, he draws, like, cat whiskers, little nose. I hope it's Sharpie.
Oh, it would absolutely be a Sharpie. The most useful kind of marker.
And he snickers as he walks away. Oh, the revenge! I know she'll be able to cover it up with the pals. But oh, the revenge!
But she won't be able to cover this up. I hand him the photo.
I owe you. I owe you so much. This is my new favorite thing. This is my new favorite thing I own.
You want me to put it in my box?
Yes!
Later, once we're out.
Well, they're working on getting upstairs. Probably Alice with Alec's help.
Yeah, and Alec will click the painting and it...
Alice, without thinking, hugs Felix.
Did Felix stop running outside the door, or did it keep going?
Keep going.
Keep going. All the way back to his chambers.
Yeah, Felix is gone.
Where did he go this
Right as
time?
we leave. Right as we leave, I said, can we lock it so she can't get in from the outside? She can't escape from the inside. Just remove
Did I
the
get
paint.
any look at the mechanism?
No, you would have to remove the painting to do so.
No, my nurse is gonna
I'd
realize
have to
that.
I'd have to take the painting down. That's not worth it.
Okay, then not
And you'd
this
risk
time.
damaging the mechanism to do so.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Do you guys run to the complete other opposite end of the palace?
Yeah. Too bad I don't have any blue heart ball bearings or something. Those would be fantastic.
So, on the other side of the palace, you meet all back up at around the same space.
Where's Felix? Okay, I'm gonna actually go find Felix. Start off and search for him. Probably checking his room.
Yeah, and you find him there.
Felix is draped over his bed.
Thank God.
And Eros has been talking to you about, no, not that smaller favor you owe me.
What?
I'm going to be hopping in and be like,
Just talking out loud.
favor?
And he'll look over at you, Emma. What, do you not owe Athena things when she helps you out?
Yeah.
Lucky? Why can't you be like Athena?
You're a little left out of this conversation, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you're getting like half of it.
I could be like Athena, but you wouldn't like Athena very much.
Oh,
And look at Athena at that. Look at her.
Her face pulls into a scowl.
I don't know. She was like confident, a little bit smug, but probably rightfully so. I kind of liked her, at least her
Is this a
presence.
discussion for later, or are you just going to say the favor in front of them?
Oh, no, we can save that for later. He was talking about
What is
that
the
while
favor?
they were not in the room.
Okay.
Because you had some time before they caught up to you.
Yeah.
I haven't really decided on it yet, anyway. I was just gonna brainstorm out loud and see what was too big a favor. I granted...
Everything. Everything for what I've gotten that you would come up with is too big a favor.
As someone relying on the mercy of their fae at the moment, I'd be quiet.
And back off. Fair point. Fair point.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. If you need anything, please come get me, and please, please, do not wander off again.
Well, I'm sorry. Somebody had something important to show me, which I will give you this, Eros. It was very much important.
When have I ever let you see?
It was important.
We'll get back to that later.
Next time, just let someone know.
Anyways. So, I followed a memory. Okay? That's how I got stuck down there. And in that memory, I saw Astrala hand Minos an envelope with a dear,
Question.
Alex
Is
face
Televere a deer
a
thing?
scowl. And so did
No,
Abe in the background does a bigger scowl.
So, Kate was right.
Televere a deer fae of sorts.
Dalavia, Felix, not Felix. Cade.
Alex.
Cade. Dalavia.
Of course it's him.
What does he have to do with this?
And
Oh right, they're working together. They're
Yes.
working together. They have their own. I turned to
Why they
Alex.
suggest
That
that
you talk their own little network.
Yeah, they have their
I
own.
remember.
They have their own thing.
Just from past experience with being in weird situations where the people who are hosting you are not very on your side, I think we should go hitch away. We should go. We just go. We need to go.
what's the reason we're in this situation?
I understand your anxieties, but the last time you did that did not end well.
Into the situation we're currently in.
Well, either we go and deal with dragons, or we stay and potentially get kidnapped. Again.
Dying to dragons sounds worse than getting kidnapped again. I'm going to
And
be
I
honest.
got here.
Quite honestly, there was
Yeah.
conversations we wanted to have with Minos anyways. This is kind of just another thing. An alarming thing. Don't get me wrong. Why the hell are they working together? Isn't Minos supposed to hate FaZe the most?
Yeah, Alex says he's the one that got transformed into an oracle. He has the most specific reason to hate Faye.
Or maybe Delavere found a way
He's on the list of people I wouldn't blame for being kind of racist.
Maybe.
Wow. Okay, that has to be a really small list.
I mean, it's like 2 people. It's like first Oracle, first Salmana.
I think this is something that the Kingmakers haven't really done in the past, which is confrontation in the sense that doesn't mean let's fight them.
alive.
Aren't you guys supposed to...
Confrontation. Normally
I'm going
means
to turn to Alec.
fighting.
I'm a little confused as to their role here. Are they supposed to be solving the world's problems or just picking good people?
We're supposed to
I
pick
think
the
they're supposed to
people.
pick people who will solve the world's problems. I don't
But
think they're in
evidently
charge of solving all the world's
Caught up in the world problems.
Then you should at very least
People try to kill us.
understand.
And somehow we get pushed on to fix it. Instead of finding people to fix it.
But the
Oh yeah,
whole-
very stressful.
I understand it's stressful. And this is not me invalidating what you think. This is me logically applying the fact that the last time you guys just up and left, it didn't end well. It ended with dragons
I have to agree with
chasing
Alex
you.
on this. I have to agree on Alex with this. We cannot leave at this point.
And Felix, keep in mind that's not her choosing sides. It's just an observation based off of past experiences, especially here.
Tele and was working with Astrala, who admittedly told you that she took over a city, or even most of a city. And mind controlled like most
Eros laughs in your ear, Felix. No, it's not that impressive, is it?
Oh, shut up.
Just
Alice looks at you like that, like, don't tell me to shut up.
Not talking to you.
he wasn't talking to you.
Oh.
Anyways, so yes. Not good friends with Astrala after she kind of mind controlled most of this group. And mind controlled the entire city by using poison.
I think I was the only one who wasn't.
Yes.
And everyone else was in the ending.
Mind you, I'm already dealing with mind stuff. Having Astrala peek into my head again. That would hurt a lot more than it's already hurting right now. Just thinking about it. Or remembering it in this case.
Alice kind of glances at Alec and just kind of nods her head for him to leave.
He looks.
Later.
Gives you a warning look.
Later. No, I don't think I could possibly do it right now.
He does like a little eye look, but he backs out of the room.
And then Alice
Do you want me to
immediately
leave?
assumes like mom position and like sits on the corner of Felix's bed.
Do you want me to leave too?
It depends on how good you're at talking to kids.
I'm gonna leave then.
Silence.
leave.
And then Alice gestures for Felix to keep talking.
All that experience. I don't feel it's wise to trust Minos, who is working with the woman who brainwashed us and led up to Maddie's death. And Elevere. Bottom line. And if Alex doesn't like him, and Kate doesn't like him, that kind of says something. So that's why I think we should go. That's like red flags all around. We need to go.
Anything else?
He sits there with his arms crossed. He has let out all his feelings towards this.
So you feel genuinely unsafe in the situation?
Yes. Very much so.
And all of that is valid, and I 100% see it. But it's not safe for us to leave either. So let's come up with a plan. How do we feel safe? You said that you don't trust Astrala because she can mind control you, correct?
He has mind control.
Okay. Do we know of any ways to negate that?
Both is strong in my mind. Not fun.
Are your powers giving you trouble?
Both he and Eros laugh at the same time. You can't see Eros. They give the same laugh.
That's one way to put it.
I do know from past experiences that the whole mind rift thing gets complicated. And complicated is probably the understatement of the freaking century. But he's in your head?
No. He's right next to me.
Well, no, but he's talking to you, which is not normal. You know that, right? Generally.
I will not say anything further on that.
While strange, I understand a mind rift and probably is vying for control of some sort, as some rifts tend to do. Does more control or less control make it easier to fight him off? Give him what he wants, or just dig in your heels?
Okay, I'll put it this way. You have a very whiny cat. How do you make a cat shut up? You feed it. And then it's your best friend.
So, make some rules for
Yeah,
yourself.
it's metaphor, actually.
This contract that I'm assuming they're holding you to, it's making it worse, I'm assuming, because you're just not using it at all. Make some rules.
Part of myself. Yes.
Alice will pull out a piece of paper. Okay, in what situations are you, contract be damned, not willing to use your powers? Contract be damned.
Honestly, if I can help it.
That's not a good answer. The issue with you setting such a strict moral line is you still are a kid, and this is an influence in your brain, and if it's chipping away at pieces of you, you're gonna have to give it something.
Well,
You're smart. You should listen to him more.
Which means you make some rules.
shut up. I was 6.
So there's some past trauma built into this as well?
Say that.
You don't have to share your rules. But don't make your rules broad. Make them hard lines in the sand that you are not willing to cross.
Now it'd be easier if he would listen. And not just fly away.
You don't have to make them rules for him.
That one. Thank you very much.
These are your personal boundaries.
Look.
And while he is literally chipping away at you, you're gonna have to give him something. And it, like...
I already gave him me once.
So you an avatar before?
Fuck.
You're terrible at keeping secrets, Felix.
Well, it doesn't help that she's literally like a mom. Something I never really had. Shit.
You're terrible to keep talking. Come on, keep doing this. This is great.
Alice is deeply touched by that, but she tries not to react. Look, the avatar thing is a complicated thing, and I know... Lord, do I know. A balanced life is the best way to live this, because you don't want to cut this ability out of your life, and it's very difficult to anyways, to become a sleeper, to just not, especially if your power is pushing you to use it. You need to have your personal boundaries. It doesn't matter what Eros says, it doesn't matter what I say, it doesn't matter what the contract says.
It depends on the situation when they're applied.
I understand that your powers are situational. That's not what I'm getting at. When or when you shouldn't use your powers. Because honestly, I read into people's, technically, stuff that people don't want to share every second of every day. And sure, I have a little bit of guilt about it. It's not something I can help. And I believe if I actively fought it every second of every day, I'd be causing myself harm. Even with my martyr complex,
I would have
it's
probably
not worth
taken
it.
over half this content by now.
Oh, yeah. Some credit.
It will be hard with someone vying for control, but you also have other people to lean on here. Felix, he wants to get rid of you. So the whole point is you need to preserve you above all else. And if that means giving him a few inches on a leash, then give him the inches. If the others want to hold that against you, hold me to it. I'll go to bat for you. It's not worth you letting him chip away at yourself to follow their stupid contract on a piece of construction paper.
Again, this woman very smart. You should listen to her.
But
I'll flip off the air.
it's not about what Eros wants. It's about preserving yourself above him. Only if you think those few inches are going to help him. If not, if you think that it would be giving him too much room, fight it with every ounce of your being. And I can give 1 or 2 ounces of mine. But it's situational. Like I said, I do the same thing. Every minute of every day, I read into things that people might probably do want to keep private. If I tried to fight it every second of every day, I'd be exhausted and not myself. Of course, I don't believe my rift is quite as motivated to take over as yours is.
Well, you had a taste of her when I was 6. I don't think you like.
Can't really hear you.
Well, you had a taste.
Nope, you completely cut out.
Can you hear me now? Can you
Yes.
hear me now? Okay.
No, when you drag your computer, it cuts out because the audio gets too high and loud, so it cuts out the mic. Nope, you're gone.
Here!
Stop moving your computer. It makes a really loud shirking sound when you do so we can hear it. Okay, try again. Nope, you're completely gone now.
Damn it!
Oh, we heard the curse.
Is this better?
Yes.
That is better.
Okay. Well, he had a taste of power when I was 6, and I don't think he will ever let go of that.
So like I said, that's a Felix thing.
Yes.
Felix, do you think it'd preserve you above Eros to fight it with every ounce of your being, or give him the a little bit of power, but draw your lines in the sand? But keep in mind, fighting him with every ounce of your being will cause him to go away completely, which is not something I know many rifts want. While some people may consider it keeping the power greedy, for a lot of people it becomes who we are.
Eros laughs in your ear, Felix.
I was balanced before I did that earlier today.
Okay?
Give
I
it
just
take a mile.
Hmm?
Give an inch, take a mile, Eros says.
So how do you think you'd become more balanced? Ignoring him, or just giving him the inches?
Ignoring him, honestly.
Okay? Then how do we go about that?
Well, I started solving whatever mystery he gave me.
Do you want me to get involved? Do you want support? I'm not going to let you brave it alone. I apologize. This is not something I'm willing to do.
So I don't really have a choice.
Not really.
I'm hearing.
If we came up with a signal or a sign or something for when you're struggling, and I can take you out of whatever stressful situation you're in.
You will see when I'm struggling.
I usually don't. You're actually pretty good at hiding it.
What would she do to help? The only other person with mental rifts lost theirs.
But if you're struggling,
what would she do to help? The only person who
Actually, yeah. What would you do to help?
lost theirs.
don't let him put doubts in your mind.
No,
I don't need magic to help you.
But how would you help this? He motions towards air between him and Eros.
Look, Felix, really, I believe you're going about this wrong. This is not about fighting him off.
Well, I'm not.
It's about
but right now,
preserving yourself. So no, I don't think I could sneak into your mind and push him back a little further. That's not something I get capable of, and quite frankly, I don't think I'll ever be capable of. But the difference is when Felix is feeling overwhelmed to the point where Eros is starting to vie for power, Felix can express that, and we can get Felix out of whatever situation he's in.
it's harder when you're an avatar.
Oh, it's absolutely hard. But
Yeah, but also she met.
Look, I'm lost. I hear wise words coming from you.
he's struggling to think of how they'd be applied.
Yeah, struggling how you're kind of talking around in circles.
Yeah, because
And I'm
you keep
getting
coming back
lost
to the
in the
same things. And I'm trying to, bring the point home that, it has nothing to do with fighting him directly.
Well, I'm not really fighting him directly as much as waving him off until I get a chance to appease him.
You should only be doing that if you think it's going to help you preserve yourself, is my point. Is giving him the inch making it actively worse or actively better?
Worse.
Okay, then you need to dig in your heels a little bit. How can we help him not chip away at Felix? How can I help you? And I don't think that's quite an answer I can give you, but I can try.
I can't give you either. Literally, you just posed that question to me 3 seconds ago. It's not like I have an answer at the top of my head to give you.
No.
I don't know how you can help. Just do your best, I guess.
Then,
oh no, I'm 13.
That's not very helpful, Felix. What am I saying? Oh my lord. Okay, so we'll start with this. Boundaries. Hard lines in the sand. You don't need to share them with me. I will hand him a piece of paper and a pencil. Start with 3. Very specific hard lines in the sand. And then other than that, just coast. Don't try and fight him with every ounce of your being. Until we can introspect and figure it out, because I doubt this is a problem we're going to solve in a day.
Won't take a decade. Again.
I don't know, I have problems that have not been solved in decades, so...
Well, you have more than millennia to solve your problems.
I don't know when I'm gonna start aging again. That's not knowledge I possess. Draw your hard lines. And if Eros decides that he doesn't respect your hard lines in the sand, then fuck him. But those are your hard lines in the sand. Things you're absolutely not willing to do or do again.
As she's talking, Eros sort of talks over her, and because he's in your mind, you hear him over her. Oh, I thought of my favor. Can you ask her the last time she was in Quebec?
Okay, we're going to take a quick pause for a second. As I'm writing down my hard lines, as you tasked me to, When was the last time you were in Quebec?
A while ago. It's not important.
Oh no, we need a specific answer. Unless you want to make that one of your hard lines.
He starts writing down and pushing people for information for Eros.
Oh, come on, you can't tell me you're not curious when she was so evasive. What did she do? Run down half the city?
Well, did she? Apparently you know.
I want to know when she was last in the city. That's all. It's not really that hard of a question to get an answer to.
Can you give me a decade? He keeps pestering me.
I believe it would have been in the last 10 years.
Okay. There's your answer.
That works for me.
Wait, why?
Am I starting to connect things?
Why were you wondering?
I was an avatar in Quebec.
I mean, you're only getting a half of these things, and you very specifically didn't meet any rifts in Quebec because of the way the Lord there ran things.
Okay.
Where all of the other rifts in the city were kept on a pretty tight leash.
I wonder who
But
the
you
Lord
had
of the Faith
permission to
was.
enter the city. Which is a pretty feudalist way to run a city from, like, modern Avatar perspective, but...
Can I have more
I
people?
said start with 3.
Yeah, this is going to be a long list. Can I have more people?
Let's start with this list. Let's not spread ourselves too thin. I pulls out another piece of paper. Ashley, would this have anything to do with Alice's darkest secret?
Can you remind me of it?
I'll chat it to you.
Thank you. I don't have your backstory as completely memorized. Word for word.
Felix starts writing down loads of barriers after pondering a bit.
It's just very specific situations. It's like, you can't do that. We're not doing this thing. We're not doing this thing. We're not doing this thing. Like, we're not sniffing around in a girl's head for traumatic memories about the father that was a murderer. We're not doing that again. That's the list. We're not doing that.
Not allowing people back into that dark corner that we will
No,
not.
did I chat that to the wrong person?
No.
I didn't.
It's me. Don't worry about it. I got it.
But I chatted it to Tele, and I was like, no!
No!
Even better for Felix.
If that happens, I'm just saying Eros is making you use your powers at this point to dig, but it didn't, so. You're not sure.
Okay.
Because I don't believe Alice knows the who
Who? No.
in that scenario. And from what you can remember about the Lord of Quebec, though they had rifts on a tight leash, they were also pretty protective of the rifts they did have in the city. So it was hard to kind of threaten one if they're from Quebec. Because they have a verifiable, like, force of nature. You were, to answer the question, you were in the city while Felix was the Lord of Quebec.
Imagine being a powerful rift and having a rift that looks like a kid controlling you. Must have been terrifying.
Now that we've done the whole introspection about your very deep emotional well-thing, I need you to understand that we hear you, Felix. We're not disregarding your opinions or emotions about the situation at all. Just so far, the people we've talked with seem to be on the side that up and leaving is not in our best interest. But I agree, we need a plan. Like I've said, the Kingmakers struggle to understand that despite the fact that something might not be going quite right, you don't need to put a torch to it and just leave. You can, in fact, eloquently dance as a diplomat from a different universe at this point. And do keep in mind, this is not me guilt-tripping you, this is just an additional layer of awareness. I plan on staying in this universe, so almost anything you do will be blamed upon me, because I am with the Kingmakers. So if we decide to up and leave from what your second royalty in the Janal would be without trying to figure anything out, it would reflect very poorly on you and me, all of your friends, especially since the last time your off feelings, there was very little concrete evidence to back them. This is not about the emotions, how you're feeling, or the fact that it's very, very alarming that Astrala and Minos are working together. It just means that the best decision probably isn't just leaving it.
Didn't you say in that argument with Alec that the Kingmakers need to sit down sometimes and leave situations alone and try not to solve them?
Yes, but by completely abandoning the situation, you're not helping yourselves. Currently, the biggest threat to your lives, if we leave this city, would be 3 very angry dragons. And the persons whose castle we're in right now is providing us with a way to solve that problem so we may leave the castle without being constantly at risk. A little bit of prioritizing going on there.
Then why
It's the only reason.
The other that Minos was in talks with Astrala and Delegere.
Going to tell the others. This is very new information. I'm just addressing you first. Because it's important, Felix. But we need to have a plan, a strategy, and we need to not convince everyone, even though you're an intelligent kid. People are kind of tricky sometimes. Let's not convince everyone that we need to leave right away. We should come up with a plan, a concrete plan, and a plan as to how to protect ourselves while we're here.
Why don't we just say that people in Solaris need help? Let's go whoosh off to the other group.
Because there are 3 very large dragons that are very unhappy with a few members of our group, and I'm pretty sure I talked down to 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, that was on
Yeah, that was on me. I have no guilt.
you. Probably should. You just can't make them mad. Or madder.
I was also the one that made the deal for them to stop destroying the city. So my guilt for shaming a dragon's morality, but still stopping it from raising a city, I'm pretty balanced. That's one of my big issues. Have you not picked up on it? I have an issue with just talking when I feel something.
No, I've noticed. You literally just sat down and talked to me.
No, that's because I care about you. That's totally different than just talking when something comes to mind.
It sort of melts Felix's heart to hear that someone cares about him. So you get that little spike.
She tries really hard not to react, but probably fails a little bit.
He knows.
One of you
Felix.
is able to read minds, the other is able to read emotions, so everything is out the open here.
It's cyclical.
You do understand that you're a priority in this group, right?
Yeah.
Though, I am gonna share with you, what, like, you weren't supposed to be on that bus. Why were you on the bus?
No, Felix, why did you traipse halfway across the goddamn continent to get on that bloody bus? Arrow says, sounding halfway between amused and annoyed, like this is a conversation you've had an argument with him about before.
And I also need to know, just because I'm getting attached to you, you have parents, correct?
His lips purse.
No?
Difficult question.
I mean, they're alive.
I mean, they're
No.
alive, but I don't think they've noticed that I'm gone.
Oof.
Um,
I'm sorry, kiddo. That one has to really hurt.
it did.
Yeah.
And got over it.
No, you're not.
Yes, I have. Lie.
No, you're not. But, as I am not a child psychologist anymore, I don't really think I'm licensed or the best person to dive into that issue with you.
Probably not.
But I am here to talk. God damn it, you've made me question all of my future plans. Shit.
Well, honestly, I don't think I want to go back either.
No, you cannot say that. You cannot say that to me. I cannot keep you. I'm not there. I'm gonna leave the room.
You lie. I can hear your thoughts.
I'm like, why? At this, Alice's heart aches and she's getting up and leaving. She's like, no.
I need you to answer the question that I private chatted you. What did you do while you were in Quebec?
She would have been so it would have been recent when she was in Quebec.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you think about that.
Okay.
Like,
Her
because
whole thing is going to find people who are in bad situations.
oh yeah, because when you finally left the room, Eros turns. We've met her before.
Felix cocks his eyebrow.
Well, I mean, you didn't. You were being a presso ghost, but I've met her before. And not personally, but through one of the minions.
Oh. Is that why you asked?
She asked permission to come into the city.
Oh, someone actually asked permission. That's surprising.
They all asked permission eventually.
Eventually, after you track them down.
Hey, I can be scary when I want to be. Even other avatars learned to have their minions carry around my invitation when they walked into my cities. Thank you very much.
So why is that important?
Well, isn't it at least interesting?
Oh, yes, it's interesting.
Never
You met her before.
you came into the city specifically to do a thing that might be related to the thing that you were investigating before you got on the bus, but it's fine. You don't need to know about it. It's not important, it's just interesting, right?
You want to make me chase this much.
One of your hard lines was not me giving you useful information to work with.
Fair enough.
So, take that for what you will. Because, I mean, she might know some things that would be useful too. Your conspiracy board or whatever.
By the way, we should probably go find... Please remind me of the name. Another A. We've been saying Alec for too long.
Alyssa?
Alyssa, thank you. We should probably go find Alyssa.
Yeah.
As soon as Alice is out of the room, she finds Alec.
Alec looks at you. You look like you're about to cry. What happened? What emotion?
He said he doesn't want to go back either, and I don't know what to do.
Why do you have a problem with that?
I don't know if I can do the kid thing.
You've been doing the kid thing the whole time, though.
But there's a reason I never had, real, actually took possessed children on Earth.
It's because you were immortal, and that kind of puts a whole damper on the raising children thing.
No, I never know.
Okay, why are you panicked about this?
I don't know. There'd be someone who missed him, right? It'd be wrong to let him stay here, but also he's going back to nothing, apparently.
Okay, so do we need adoption paperwork? You seem awfully panicked about this. It seems pretty cut and dry if he's staying.
I really don't know if I'm cut out for the kid thing, dude.
I mean, you have a lot of friends who are who could be full-time babysitters if you paid me well enough.
Yeah, but I want to...
You're gonna say the issue is I want to go traveling the world. What has this been kid doing for the last 2 months of his life?
Yeah, but he doesn't deserve that. He deserves to be able to, be a kid.
Right. Yes. That emotionally traumatized child definitely is going to seek out being a child. Yes, that is what emotionally traumatized children do. They regress from the maturity they've already achieved. Because you would like them to.
But also, he said his parents would miss him, but I sincerely doubt that they wouldn't at all.
Have you never met, really shitty parents? Come on.
I have met shitty parents.
I've no concept of parents, and I've met parents who wouldn't miss their children. You're being optimistic.
I know, but...
Did you say it takes something, really bad to traumatize someone to becoming a rift?
Oh, no, and he said he was an avatar at the age of 6.
At the age... See that? I think it's pretty, might be, given the information we have now, 6, that's really young, that's tiny. What? That's a lot.
I will clasp Alec on the shoulder and just, kind of shake him a little bit. And he was way too touched by when I said I cared about him.
Oh no.
It meant way too much.
It was like how you were weirdly happy to find out I didn't age.
Yeah, kind of lonely, I'm not even gonna lie.
I mean, all my friends are Fae, pretty much, so... I mean, I have you.
But I'm gonna have to watch him get older, and then it'll be sad.
Well, that's just what being friends with people who age is.
I know, I just don't know,
But if you become his parent, you'll also have weird parent pride. It won't just be sad, it will be like, oh, look at the beautiful life that happened.
But I've done the, love thing, and if I end up liking him enough to, love him, that's going to hurt a lot.
I am just saying that, I don't know, maybe I'm a little more callous to this because I've had a lot of human friends. But...
And I've only seen, 2 generations of my friends die.
Yeah.
Three generations. 3 generations of my friends die. Yeah.
But why is this different?
Because it's a kid. It's a small... That's gonna rely on me for things.
Going through puberty, he is not a small child.
and he's gonna need things, and I'm like already needed to take time away from him, and I feel bad about that now because he clearly needs a little bit more guidance.
Okay, first of all, one thing I know about being like a younger one in a relationship that is slightly mentor, student, or parental. Being around them 24/7 is not the thing. You don't want to be guided 24/7. In fact, there was probably some touched in there, but there was also some annoyed at you being there, and then there was some touched again, and then there was some more annoyed.
Okay, so that solves that problem.
Yeah, so like, he probably needed space from that conversation too. You were talking for quite a while.
But there was a couple of things that came up. I'm not even gonna lie. And I didn't have to push very hard.
A room away. The waves that crashed over me just.
I also, like, the thing that got me started in looking for these people was I met a woman who said she wasn't a very good mother, but still missed a kid. I'm like, I have the amount of feeling.
You know what's going to solve this? The passage of time. Because as you get to know him better, you can ask him more personal questions about his parents and figure out whether or not he's been the, oh, they won't miss me, or no, they won't actually miss me.
But the issue is why shouldn't I be the one that's like, oh damn, I care about this kid. I guess we're gonna have to go back to Earth. Because I don't feel like that. I mean, I questioned it, but I really don't want to.
Be completely truthful that there is nothing back on Earth, then why? Why deviate from your plans when he's expressed interest in staying?
It doesn't feel right to, like...
What feels wrong about it? Because it's something you'd see in one of your, like, fantasy stories? Is that, oh, I have a child now, I need to be more responsible, settle down, head back home.
No, it's just... This place is new, and... Alice glances around. Not gonna lie, a little strange and unsafe in a lot of places.
You don't have to say that like it's a secret. Everyone knows that Althara is a dangerous place to live.
But back home, like, yeah, sure, there were Avatar, and it was not... History was not kind to...
Back home would be a safer place to raise a kid, is your...
Kind of, yeah.
And your thought process.
Because instead of being like, oh, I wonder why people in this place don't feel things.
Actually do their job well. This will hopefully be a safe place to live in the coming future.
And if not, my plan was to stick around and see if there was anything left to salvage. But I can't do that.
Also, if you're not a Kingmaker, could they... You think... Any mimes putting a crown on your head?
No, we don't put that idea in their brains.
Oh no, we won't, but the idea makes me kind of laugh.
No, please
Imagine putting so much responsibility. You crack in seconds.
No, the issue is I wouldn't let myself crack, and then you...
And then you crack. You'd crack because you wouldn't let yourself crack, and then have no emotional vulnerability, and then you just die.
I'm looking at you and begging you to never bring this up again.
Oh, no, it was just a passing thought.
Fuck, he can read minds, and I told him not to resist it.
Oh no, he knows already. But if he's not reading our minds currently, he's doing it wrong. If you're not abusing your mind powers when you're that young.
Yeah, you also have mind powers, correct?
I can do other things with emotions, yeah. I can be more specific.
The issue is...
Do you want me to poke around in his head? Is that what you're asking me?
No. I'm asking for advice. I'm already acting like a parrot.
Yeah, you are. You're asking on how to deal with a child with mental powers. Well, for one, I was never a child. That's not how fair works.
No, but you were less mature.
I don't feel like I've matured much. There's definitely been a character arc. But
Do you feel guilty when you use them too frequently?
depends on what I use them for. I felt guilty about them all the time when I was younger. But I was using them for objectively terrible things.
So, I need to ask if I gave him the right advice. I told him to draw his lines.
I mean, but your pals are sentient. That's
Yeah.
an actual negotiation.
But like, if you draw your lines in the sand, morally things that you won't ever do again, or will never do.
I mean, it would be hard, but yeah, that's what I did. I said, I'm never doing this thing again. And oh boy, did that changed a lot. And that was just one line. And it wasn't even a very hard line in the sand. And now I'm here.
Oh no, he's doomed.
Thanks for the confidence, Luke.
You're grievously overestimating, I think, some of the difficulties of more quandaries like this. He's young, he's only... What, he got his powers when he was 6, was immediately an avatar. How old is he now? How old do humans progress?
13-ish?
Okay, so he's had his powers for most of his life, and during that, I bet most of his life was him as an avatar then.
I would assume so.
So I bet he's just dealing with a lot of, like, stuff that he did as an avatar that was bad.
Probably. And I tried to drive the point home that he needs to think of Felix and Eros as separate entities, but balanced entities.
That is... It's a little hard to do that when, like, half your life with superpowers has been being another person, right?
Absolutely.
That's, like, dissociative.
For the vast majority of my life, I didn't even know I had abilities. Until I was like, where are the wrinkles?
Yeah,
I thought I was just really smart.
Different experience than most.
I really did.
Most people have very overt powers that probably deeply influenced how they lived their day-to-day life.
Yeah.
You used yours to travel the world.
I did.
Live your actual dream.
But I've seen a lot of people struggle with this stuff.
Just because you've seen someone struggle with something doesn't mean you know how to solve it.
No, I don't.
It's not your job to know how to solve it. It's kind of a complicated problem.
It really is.
Having a power that could be easily used and abused, and then using it and abusing it and then regretting it over time. That's just kind of like life with a power.
She pulls out her notebook and she starts writing things down.
Oh, are you taking note on this? I'm not a lecturer. Closes the notebook. Friend conversation here.
Useful friend conversation. Opens the notebook.
Closes the notebook. You don't need to make notes on how to be a good parent. You'll be fine. You're naturally empathetic. You got a real good edge.
Technically, I'm not naturally empathetic.
Oh yeah, you're supernaturally empathetic, but you are also naturally kind-hearted. That's true. That's a fact. The martyrdom doesn't come from the empathy. I know that. I have empathy and I'm not a martyr.
I'm not a martyr. There's a good many things I wouldn't give my life for.
I think that list is actually much shorter than most people's list, though.
The issue is I believe that a lot of people like to think that the list of things they'd give their life for is really, really long.
But you're also an optimist, so we're stopping this conversation here because we've already had a debate about it, and it's not what this is about. You'll be a good parent. You'll make mistakes because that's what people do when they're parent. They make mistakes.
Why are we talking like I'm already this kid's parent?
Because you're already this kid's parent. You've already signed yourself. If you're debating whether or not you're this kid's parent, you're this kid's parent. Hate to break it to you.
It's going to go so badly.
But that's how, like, if you're debating whether or not you're friends with someone, you're probably friends with them already. Like, how far into the month of us staying together did you think I was an acquaintance or friend?
I'm not gonna lie, that's a really hard line for me because especially with people who I can't feel, so I still question if you're my friend sometimes.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about.
Usually,
you're my friend. It's a reciprocal friendship thing.
Normally, because of my
parent now, there's nothing you can do about it. You parented
normally.
He's at the very least. You've assigned yourself up to keep doing it. Assigned yourself up. You can't.
I've also parented the other two kids, but I'm not.
No, but you actively sought this one out. One of them has family already here.
The other one has a lovely, lovely woman waiting for him back home.
Yeah. Sure. I don't know anything.
She's also filthy rich now, so.
Again, I don't know much about their lives on Earth. You didn't exactly read me the files.
Do you want to read the files?
No, I don't want to read the files. I know way too much about these people.
I have the files still.
Maybe you should think about burning those. Just getting rid of them. There are a lot of Fae like me who would be able to know that you have those information and use it against you in like a 4D chess kind of way.
Okay, where's the closest fireplace?
Not right this very moment, but before you forget.
She pulls out a different notebook. Before I forget, burn them.
Now, what else are you panicking about? Because there's a lot to unpack here.
So many things.
What's the next most pressing?
Okay, I'm not really panicking about this, but we do need a plan. Minos and Astrala. It's alarming.
And Astrala? Yeah, that's a problem. Because we already think that if they broke the dragons out, right? That's our current theory? And if we know that Astrala has free access to the Denal, then they become way more likely suspects than they already were, and they were already our primary suspects. So if they're working with both the people we're staying with and the dragons who are chasing us, we're sort of hemmed in on both sides. I kind of feel like I've been 4D chest maneuvered here.
I 100% agree with that.
I hate dealing with Fae outside the network. It's so exhausting. Why are they such bad people?
And then, do you want to hear the worst thing you're probably going to hear all day?
Hit me with it.
I believe our best move might be straight up asking Minos, what the fuck?
Minos is the most powerful oracle. If
So we wait until
he would snap his fingers and kill us. But why is he working with Fae?
So we say it politely, in front of his council.
He's all the reason, literally all the reason I hate them. All the reason I hate them in the actual world. They put him in this situation.
I'm gonna look at Alec and just be like, you know, there are some people who, after a group of people have wronged them, they blame the people who wronged them and then stop blaming the future generations of that group.
But except that Delavier is not a future generation of that group. He was in the room.
Fair.
He's the one who made the ritual that transformed him.
But are we sure that he knows that he's working with Delavier as well? He might just think he's working with Astrala.
He got an envelope with the deer symbol on it.
Oh, fair. Absolutely knows.
He knows he's working with Delavier. Why? Of all the Fae. If he was working with Silvus, if he got a spider on the envelope, wouldn't be nearly as panicked.
Well, what could Delavier possibly have over him? What motivation could he have for working with Delavier?
The only opportunity they'd ever had to meet was that ritual. Because then there was war between humanity and Fae, and we were a little distracted.
That means Delavia actively suck Minos out.
And it just doesn't match up. Ugh. Why did I have to pick that week to go visit East Hollow? Why did I have to pick that week? If I was there, I would have more information. And I'd be able to tell you. Why? Because I would have seen their interaction. But Minos was going to the Fae to ask for backup because it was during the First Human War. And they were fighting an impossible battle against the Everin Empire. And they needed it. And they didn't get it. And Astrala killed all his men and turned him into an Orca. Because for whatever reason the ritual didn't work to turn him into a Sabana. Which is strange in and of itself, considering it has worked for centuries.
So
unless they were experimenting, which, I mean, it's still at the air, so I wouldn't put anything past him or Astrala, to be honest.
what if they offered him something?
What?
I don't know. He said Delavia was there. He saw the ritual. What if he's able to do something to change it? To change the rules of being an Orica? What if Delavia was like, hey, maybe I can change you back, or...
Pacing around the room. But if he knew how to turn back Orca, that means he knows how to turn back Salbana. Because it's the same ritual.
But there's also...
It's the same ritual. I've seen his notes. It's the same ritual.
But he's also stuck, which means he could have made a deal with Minos. Delavia could have been like, well, you free me, I'll free you.
Oh, God. That's such a...
Or...
Imagine. You just gasped horrifically. What?
What if Delavia is going to give Minos the way to make more Orica? Because his odds aren't very good.
They already know how to do that, though.
But remember, we looked at it statistically. 1 out of every blah 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 Orica becomes a fallen. What if Delavia is able to help him out?
The fallen thing? I mean, I guess that would maybe make sense.
Make more sense than all of the alternatives.
Yeah.
And then it leaves to the question, like, why do you need more?
I don't want to imagine that he's had the solution in his pocket to, like, half of the world's issues the whole time.
No, he sounds like the type that would.
To reverse the issue with Salbana, I know for a fact that humans based the Fae binding ritual on Delavia's Salbana ritual. So he
knows how to unbind all the Fae.
Then he has at least a good lead that he's been keeping to himself for centuries.
Which means him and all of his genocidal feeling buddies.
Madness.
Which also means that the Orica would be able to claim a good chunk of land.
God, it makes sense. But I hate it. I don't like Gabrial. The times that I've met him, he's been not great.
So maybe our best strategy is confronting Delavia.
Well, Felix was asking where we're going next. Maybe Evra. Maybe Evra. I haven't been to the capital ever because we agreed not to traipse on each other's territory, and I got Skysted and he got Evra. But it's fine. Of the different networks, but...
So I get to meet more royalty!
Ugh, the worst ones, though. I don't like Empress Sky. I'm sorry. I can't.
I wonder why.
I've heard his son is nice.
Is that the one that, like, the teen gossip is about?
I think so. That's where I've heard it from.
I only heard about, like, ooh, he might go to a ball. I could get us tickets to that ball. No, you couldn't. Yes, I could. And then he would fall in love with me, and I'd be an empress.
Yeah, he's local Prince Charming.
Yeah,
But, like, I have a lot of problems with the Evermore family line in general, but...
Immortality being one of them.
Outside of Skycaller, before Skycaller.
But how do we leave without running?
Well, if our idea is to confront miners about this, we're supposed to be waiting till there's a trial? And I don't know what Felix did to Astrala, or what she forgot. Will she remember that we were there? And will she immediately go to miners and be like, hey, they know where I'm here, and he'll be prepared for a confrontation?
That's also a question for Felix. Like, what did he do? Apparently, it cost him a good chunk of his own self, so...
That was fantastic to hear. I hate to hear that every time you use your powers, you're giving away bits of your souls themselves. That seems kind of mean.
I look at Alec. That's not how it's supposed to be.
As a fae, that seems kind of mean.
Not how it's supposed to be.
I mean, you've been alive for hundreds of years, and you seem to be the epitome of, like, a good relationship, I guess.
And it's also mostly the motivation behind the rift. My rift has no reason to want to try and take control of me, because the reason I'm the rift of Wenxiang Wang is because he's literally the representation of language and culture, and that is
Sounds
things
like
that were compatible.
It to a T, maybe some of the others aren't quite as
Yes, because you either need to be a very strong representation of your rift, or your rift needs to see an opening, a need, a want.
Well,
that you let them in for.
Concerning, and you know what, now that I think about it, very much like they I know in real life. So, I suppose I'm not surprised. Disappointed, but not surprised.
I believe the diversity of the rifts is just about the same as the diversity of the Fae here.
Yeah,
but older.
Fae. Some of them are.
At least a little bit more time to plan for most of the rifts.
Well, they've had a lot of time to think by themselves, I guess, on planet Earth. But as you guys are talking, is there anything anyone else would like to do?
Are you ever going to ask Felix what he made Astrala forget?
We will save that for next time.
Okay.
As we pull away. We pull away to hundreds of years ago, where Alshana, Child of the Wind and Queen of the Fae, sat on her throne. She was alone. She had dismissed her guard for the evening. The ritual she was about to order, it required, and rather demanded, privacy and secrecy. She couldn't let them get involved. Alshana had been born a prophet. For thousands of years, she had used that power to aid her in her ascension to power, and as queen, she had used it to ensure her people's prosperity. But whatever she saw, she couldn't change. She could only mitigate and react. She used to be okay with that. However, she couldn't afford to be any longer. Her people would be slain. Her kingdom made nothing more than cindered ashes, and the survivors enslaved for an eternity, with no reprieve and no way to return back to the way they were. Alshana removed a shard of her finger. The bluish-tinted stained glass reflected her bright white eyes that burned with righteous anger. She crushed the piece in her hand, ignoring the pain. Destiny, she called. Hear me and obey. I have followed your will. I have enacted your plans. You owe me. There was silence, but it suddenly felt like a million eyes were watching her, staring through her. I cannot allow the future I saw to be set in stone. I cannot change my death or the fall of my kingdom, but I will not let my people languish with no hope for eternity. So for my favor, I ask you to give me a chance to save their future. Give me the power of prophecy, and when the time is right, let me change their fate. Let me give them hope. There was a rush of power in her veins as the shard reformed itself along her finger, and Alshana felt the ghost of words take root in the back of her mind. Then she felt the connection dissipate. Her favor was used and lost, but she had what she wanted. With this, she would change everything. And with that, episode 63 of Kingmakers, Fall, comes to a close. I've been your MC, and we will see you all next time.